Hello, my lovely starborns. Welcome to your DM reading. You're getting messages from the Divine Masculine. I already did a reading for the feminine, so check that out if you're interested. Now, let's get into this reading. What do we need to know? I'm going to look into the DM's true feelings, true intention, true thoughts, and true actions towards the feminine. Two more shuffles: feelings, intention, thoughts, and actions. Final. What do we need to know? Let's see. Feelings. Shy. Wow. Intention. Gab. Thoughts. Carehead. It's a secret, you guys. It's a secret. The feminine also got the primordial. This is about initiation secret, but she got obscurity. So something is obscured. So a lot is happening and she's just doing her action. So, oh my god, look at that card, you guys. This guy, oh Pep, I love this. I love this. Okay. Okay. Let's get these cards. Masculine's true feelings, intention, thoughts, and action. Let's see. I'm going to pull 4 cards. The Pilgrim, or Shy. That's very judgment card. The Threshold. The Castle. Wow. The One. Action. Wow. The Stone. Love it. I actually want to sit with this energy. I'll be back. So yeah, you guys could be seeing 1 2 2 1 1 2 1 2 quite a lot. 10 10 1 0 0 1. Then of course 11 11, all of that. Now the masculine, right, is feeling that the wheel is finally turning in his favor when it comes to this connection, basically. So this time around, DM is very, very focused on studying the feminine energy and doing things differently, because he's realizing that he could have done better in the previous cycle, because this is about cycle. Okay, this reading is not so much about the cycle that is over. This is about the one which is starting here. All right, because we do have Apep as the underlying energy, right? So this is connected to obstruction, that he is realizing how the masculine was the obstruction in this connection, how his ways kind of never allowed for things to move in harmony. Okay, there is a realization of that. And now, due to this reconnection that is in place, or that is about to happen, it is deep on many levels for the masculine, because there's a deeper realization as to how every area of his life is affected when he dismisses, he suppresses, he represses this union, this connection. The very knowledge of it is uncomfortable, yeah. But now he's realizing that, that cannot carry on. He has to become comfortable with this energy, because he feels like a lot is dependent on this connection in some way or the other. I feel like masculines are going through a different kind of awakening this time around. It is basically bringing up the element of loyalty, the need for loyalty, as to how it's very important, because it is one thing to seek it in the other, But do we ever pause and think, how are we being loyal? So I feel like the masculine kind of like took things for granted, even the feminine's loyalty. And right now he's coming to this realization, oh, it's a two-way street. It doesn't work like how, I thought it would. So there's that. Okay? Because he's also looking at his soul's journey, basically. He's looking at how he's a traveler and how the feminine is a traveler, is a fellow traveler, is a fellow pilgrim, and how it's not so much about just this life, how they have been connected at a deeper level in many other places, in many other dimensions, in many other lives. Even when the fractals were disintegrated, they were like, the fractals were also like, there was this quantum entanglement in other dimensions as well. So there is, I don't know, some deep realizations that are taking place. And especially with threshold here, now it is mostly about the earth, especially with that gap card there. So it's like materialization. It's like bringing this connection to life and feeling it, and there's this energy of solidification. So the masculine is about to cross that threshold where he's going to take actions in this area, basically. Okay, let me actually read about this card. Okay, where are you? 222. Whatever, I'm just going to read it from here. Yes, so this card is also about loyalty, materialization of one's plans. Okay, this is what the masculine is intending. He wants to nourish. He wants to nourish this connection with the earth energies. Okay, so this is transmutation of all that fire, of all that, passion, and turning it into something solid, especially with the stone here, right? It's like, I don't know, there is some deeper realization which is taking place as to, if the masculine is supposed to kind of like thrive, he has to work with this energy. Because I feel like masculine has tried quite a lot of stuff and everything sort of backfired. So he's understanding the very importance of spirituality and how it cannot be dismissed, because it's like, it's a living and breathing part of him. It's his very frequency. He's supposed to be conscious. So he cannot keep pretending. He cannot keep playing the earthly game, Yes, he's here to play that too, but it's like the way is very different. It is not going to be very 3D in nature. It is going to be 3D, but also very high frequency at the same time. So that is a threshold that he's about to cross, especially with up there, because that is about overcoming the darkness, his own darkness, because he cannot deny this. He cannot see, in the action we have Amsu, that is Jupiterian energy. That is also the energy of materialization, creation, building an empire basically together. Because I feel like the masculine has come to this realization that it's very similar to the feminine's energy, where, but he has got the one. So for him, it is also about himself right now, that if he wants to thrive, he cannot keep running. That is what he's coming, that is the realization that is hitting him a bit hard right now. Okay, it's uncomfortable, but at the same time, it's like there's a bit of fear also that he needs to work through. Because with the castle, it's like, yeah, he can see a very bright future, yes, but then there's a bit of work to do when it comes to his freedom. So he's worried about his freedom, basically. But it's like, is it really freedom? That is the question here, is what he's worried about. Because that's not what it is. So yes, there is that work, which is an ongoing one. But of course, there is that knowing that he wish he didn't know. Does it make sense? Yeah, because deep work. This is deep work. But he knows that he cannot deny this any longer, because He knows he's an initiate, okay? He knows he carries this otherworldly energy which was made evident to him through this outwardly connection, and he's not going to deny it anymore. Let's look at Amsu actually. No, actually I want to read the shy first. Yeah, so this is the wheel of fortune basically, yes, in a way, but it is kind of like everything. It's basically the microcosm. It's like he's also realizing that whatever he thought was his freedom was actually bondage. So through this connection, he is actually getting in touch with his godly freedom, the freedom that is from the light, that is not an illusion, that is not a bondage, that is not deception, okay? It is that too. And of course, Shy is a lot about luck, and he's also realizing the importance of luck and destiny, and he can see that destiny is at play. Fate is here, fate is present. It is something bigger that is driving this connection, this union, this relation, and it is ancient. That is the realization that is taking place here. So he's understanding this relation as a pilgrimage of its own sort, you know. It's, yeah. And he's the god of luck, yeah. Again, the Jupiterian energy is very strong, and we have Geb here. So Jupiter is in Taurus. It's also giving me this energy. So this is basically the cosmic egg about to crack open, and this is a threshold. So as soon as he crosses the threshold, I feel like masculines are going through the starseed awakening, especially with the one here, and it is happening through this connection, of course, because I feel like the feminines are already well established in their starseed awakened life. Yep. Let's look at so yeah, so he's basically the procreator, is the Zeus energy, the god, the sky of God, the sky of God, the god of sky. Yeah. He's the unhidden aspect of Amun. But something is hidden here, right? Because a lot is yet to be revealed to the masculine. This is just a start, and the whatever he knows is, again, it's intense, you guys. I feel like the masculine kind of knows way more than the feminine is aware of when it comes to this connection. It's just that he is basically fighting this internal war with up there. So it's about transmuting his own darkness. He's doing that right now, okay? And yes, with the initiation card here, this is the final primordial. So it's kind of like a big deal because he's basically doing a lot of introspection. He's like looking at how he was building his own fake castles in the air, and you know, nothing good was supposed to come out of it and all of that, and how he's actually built a few of those, and how, you know, it only imprisoned him. So it says that, you know, with the Jupiterian element here, right, Amsu is basically administering a necessary energy for the continuation and evolution of the human race. Okay, both Jupiter and Amsu, they are both aspects of the sun god, giving this energy through the medium of a woman, the one. He knows that, you know, if he wishes to shine, he needs to address, face the truth of his very own existence. Does it make sense? I hope it makes sense. Because see, this is someone who, yeah, who's tried to lie to himself, who's tried to repress quite a lot. And also I'm picking up on, all kinds of stuff, a lot of defense mechanisms that backfired. Okay, and with a secret here about the castle. Masculine definitely daydreams quite a lot about having a life with the feminine, okay? Like is totally imagining the whole 9 yards, okay? The castle, like imagining the life as, I don't know, in the same house, a living connection, but mostly it's like, what is this about actually? Okay, so there's this realization on the masculine part that when he's with the feminine, he's this powerful. He feels like he can do anything, he can achieve anything. He gets this inner fire. He feels motivated, encouraged. He feels like, yeah, he can build whatever it is that he desires. There is that. Because I feel like there is this, yeah, there's this deep knowing, basically, which he cannot like deny anymore. Let's look at tarot. Let's get some tarot for the four energies. Let's look at Shy and the Pilgrim. Yeah, that was quick. Six of Swords. Underneath. Eight of Pentacles and Nine of Swords. Yeah. So, because the masculine is kind of like, has messed up quite a lot. There is this fear, I would say, as to how he's going to put this back together. Okay? And he wants to be shown the way, because I feel like and of course he's dealing with something really dark here. He's dealing with his own darkness, especially with the uppet there. So it's not easy. Working through this energy is not easy. Okay, because there's that push and pull in his energy. It's still there, yes, and he's trying to work through it. He's trying to move away, find that harmony, find that peace with the Nine of Cups here. But the Nine of Swords is here, okay? And I feel like more than this connection is mostly about his material life. He feels like if he's, I don't know, there's this energy of he wants to make something of himself. He wants to work more on himself before he can get to the feminine. Is that so? Very much focused on the work, and also this is about making it work with the feminine, and that brings up a lot of fears and a lot of like pain as well, mental anguish of some sort. I want to clarify these two. Let's see. Temperance, yes. Judgment here, of course, because like he knows that he has to do better. He knows that he cannot give bare minimum. He has to come in love and come in light. Temperance there, right? And he wants time to work in his favor. And with the temperance, again, Jupiterian, okay? So there's some anxiety when it comes to the timing of it all, okay? And sometimes he feels like he has to just rush in and he has to like make things happen at a quicker rate, but then he knows that he's not in control. And when he feels out of control, it's like it brings up some ego issues, and it's like, oh, what am I doing, And then it's like he tries to kind of like project that a little bit on the feminine as to like, so yeah, that is something that he has to work through. Otherwise, feminine is already in the Queen of Swords energy, you guys. And the masculine is very aware of that. And again, it's like scary. There's a bit of that. It's scary. because he knows that the feminine is too wise for any of that, and he wants to come correct, yes. But of course, it requires work, and I feel like those who are ready to do the work, they know what they're doing, and they will be able to get to the one, get to their castle. They'll be able to slay Pip. Let's look at threshold. Wow. Queen of Wands. Ace of Wands. Yep. Nine of Wands. So you see all this fire, all this passion here in the intention. It's like sometimes it's not an easy energy to navigate for the masculine. It's like, what do I do? What do I do? Like, oh, what do I do with all this that I feel? And that's when the energy to rush kind of like, comes in. But I feel like it's very important for the masculine to just focus on the inner work right now, because otherwise, rash decisions will be made, and that is not going to fly with the Queen of Swords that we saw earlier. Yep. And that is the guidance. That is the guidance that the masculine is receiving. Okay. So those of you who are like the masculines I'm talking to, if you're like tapped in, right? If you are listening to the signs, observing the signs, and listening to your guides, your higher self, you know what to do here, and you are already walking in this temperance energy. Okay, and that is the energy of alchemy, and that is, again, it's about integration. It's about integration of your shadow, which is very much required, because it comes up drastically, it comes up on the surface, and i I'm pretty sure it shows up in the communication every now and then. And yes, the feminine is willing to accept you for who you are, but that doesn't mean that the old way is going to fly, and you are very well aware of that. There's something about that, but yes, the masculine intends to offer a new beginning, and this is going to be very passionate. This is going to be like, it is what it is, we are meant to be together and all that. It's like a very matter of fact energy, especially with the one here, because it's like, it's you, no matter what I've been up to, it's you. Okay, maybe less on the cocky part, and just like, I think the masculine needs to be serious, needs to act right, needs to approach in a manner that sort of commands respect, I feel, if he wants to be taken seriously. Though he's always taken seriously, but it's something about the correct way. Spirit is very adamant about it for some reason. And the correct way is the healed way, with the fire here, where where you have taken care of the old stuff, where you burn the karma, and you're carrying it in this new cycle. That is what the masculine needs to be aware of. That's when that egg, that cosmic egg, is going to crack open. Let's see. King of Swords. Yep. The moon. Yeah. Because the feminine is in Queen of Swords energy. This is like, again, what did I say about being serious? About, there is something about being respectful and very, I don't know, truthful. Yes, definitely truthful with the King of Swords there. And that is the partner of, King of Swords is the partner of Queen of Swords, right? So that is more of a match. And the masculine knows this. Ten of Wands, yes. This is what is going to take care of the past baggage, basically. Embodying the energy of King of Swords. That is only possible when you're able to when you're able to work with your animal nature, okay? So it's like taking care of the basic instincts and like working through it and then approaching the feminine energy in light. Passion and all that is, it's not going anywhere. I'm not saying that. But there is something about, and that is what the intention is of the masculine, especially the King of Swords here, because there's so much fire and he just, sometimes he holds back to kind of just keep this stoic image, you know, where he's perceived a certain way by the feminine, which is kind of funny to her because she can see right through it with the moon there, and the moon also came out for her. So yeah, but yes, the masculine is overburdened with the passion, and there is that attraction at play. There is, it's hard to kind of hold back basically, but he knows that if he rushes in, it's going to be, I mean, he knows that he needs to do a lot of work before that happens, because he's yet to cross that threshold. Up is still there, so yeah, he is initiated, yes, but the work is in progress. Let's look at the castle. Justice, I love this. See, because he's aware of his own ways. He's aware that how he was unfair. How he, oh yeah, the King of Wands is here. He came out in reverse, right, in the previous reading. Yeah, how he was the cause of disappointment, how he self-sabotaged, how he was the reason as to why a lot of things went wrong, you know. And he's cutting through that. He's cutting through that. He is seeing how he was the source of pain and suffering, which in turn, you know, brought the same energy to his end. It was a two-way exchange for sure, the suffering and the pain and all of that, yeah. But the thing is, in this connection, it's not, it's very unconscious mostly, you know, the triggering is very unconscious because you guys are acting as catalysts for each other. But right now it's about the rose, it's about coming with the flowers, you know. We have the flower here in his thought. Maybe I think you guys love flowers and your masculine knows it and they want to give you a lot of flowers. Ah, that's beautiful. I feel like the masculines tend to put the feminine on a pedestal. And I think through the feminine, they have understood that it's not the right energy because, see, the pedestal is down for the feminine. That came out in her reading. So yeah, I think it's important that he does the same because you guys need to see each other as humans, as how you're here to learn, especially from each other. Let's look at the justice. Oh wow. For once, yep. Ace of Pentacles. I love Four of Wands for the castle because that's the solid energy with the force, right? It's solid, it's joyful. Masculine basically, there's a lot of daydreaming about living in the same house. There's something about that, like, you know, everyday stuff as to how they spend the day with you and all of that. A lot of daydreaming about that. Yeah. This is like, this union is like victory. That's how the masculine perceives it. And they're willing to do anything for it. But of course, you know, I feel like it's mostly about overcoming their own fears and, of course, getting rid of the darkness. Let's look at the Justice and the Four of Wands. Wow, Seven of Wands. Hierophant. Marriage, you guys. This is about marriage. This is about coming together, signing that contract. There's something about signing it in every life. It's about serving each other. There's this energy of devotion that I'm picking up right now. So I don't know if this is made evident or not, but the masculine is very devoted and is absolutely focused on loyalty to this time. It's about there's that emphasis on solidity, loyalty, and just like, holding each other in high regard. Yes, and having healthy boundaries in place from the things that, torn you guys apart. So the masculine is going to be very, very self-aware and is going to take care of whatever came in between you both. Okay? Let's look at the action. High Priestess. Same, the feminine got the same card for the action area. That was the first one. Wheel of Fortune underneath. So he knows that you are the one. He knows. Wow, I love this. The Fool underneath. Look at that. My twin card, Two of Wands, and Magician. No, so Hanged Man. That's a 2-2 again. There's a 4 there. With the Hanged Man, it's almost like this is like a new sort of realization. I feel like, yes, with the Starseed awakening, a lot of masculines are finally waking up to the twin journey, as to not just the feeling of it, as to the very concept of it. So they could be doing a lot of research about it. They could be actually, I think every day their mind is blown by it as to what is happening. And it's like everything is also coming in, is falling in place for the masculine, as to, whoa, I'm not crazy. Okay, it's not like yeah, there's a relief here. So at the same time, it's about, he needs more info, because whatever this is, okay, of course this is the connection. It is very overwhelming, especially with all the passion here. Okay, and the passion is showing up in the intention, you guys. Okay, so there is like this deep attraction for sure, but he wants to do things differently this time around. That is what is changing. That is why we had the Hanged Man here. I actually want to read this Hanged Man from the book for some reason, because I perceived it as the Magician, because the Magician is kind of similar in this deck, same sort of imagery, and that's a dragon, you see, with the sword on the head. So that's like, it's like the sword is poking his bindu point, and that is the space where the nectar flows from, right? And then it reaches the throat, which is what the feminine was focused on in this part, the throat space with the lapis lazuli I mentioned, right? So this is about like finding the nectar, as to how the key to that nectar lies with you both, and with this connection for some reason. Because with this barley here, it's also I think it's wheat, sorry, it's here, right here, right, with the on the Ace of Wands card, which is in his intention. So of course when it's showing up, and with the sun also, same sort of imagery. Look at that, right? It's right here. But with the sword here, it's like in the action before he presents this ace, he is going to come into more and more info about this connection, which is this Two of Wands. So this is organizing, this is organizing, this is doing things the right way, this is planning, long-term planning. This is about also he's waiting for the right moment, and which of course means that right now he's focusing on working on his material life. Most likely he's focused on the work, career, yeah. Let's look at the Hanged Man though. He has this clear idea as to how he's supposed to approach this time around. Yes, because this is about change. This is again about that rebirth, And this is acceptance as to how he cannot lie to himself anymore, how he was deceiving himself basically earlier on, and that it cannot go on because there is just too much, it cannot be contained. And this is very uncomfortable, of course. It is definitely bringing up a lot of unconscious fears, which are being released around this time, because see, he is going through that massive awakening, right? And on the side, all of this is happening, so this realization is like, it's overwhelming. It's definitely overwhelming, because the conclusion he's coming to is very, very, it's very, it's making him so sure of things. So the quatrain is, in a twinkling, a false, weak man from low to high will be quickly raised. Okay. I'm not going to comment on that, you guys, but yeah. So basically, the hanged man in this card is Judas. Yeah, the one who betrayed Jesus. So this is mostly about, how he betrayed his own light, how he snuffed his own light and blamed it on the external, basically. This is that knowing, especially with the high priestess there, because it is mostly very subconscious. And with the hanged man also, it is that deep subconscious work. So that is very, very Piscean in nature, right? Very, this is about dissolution also. And this is that Gandhanda energy with the water and fire element here. So it's like, again, it's triggering for the masculine, it's triggering. But it's all working out for good. Because if he's so self-aware, he's going to master this energy one way or the other, especially with the Jupiterian blessing in place here, you see? So he'll be able to work through this for sure. And I did say how both the twins kind of like play this role of destroyer and sustainer, as well as creator down the line. So with the hanged man, it is about that total shift in perception of one's own self, and as to how, it affects the other, basically. The intuition is very lit, especially about this connection. So the choice is made. It was made long ago, basically, so he suppressed it, I guess. He suppressed it, but it's coming back stronger with the nebula energies. See, it's like it's an orb getting bigger and bigger. And over there, I don't even want to talk about it, what's going on there. He wants victory, he wants union, and he daydreams quite a lot. And again, with the Pisces energy, definitely big on daydreaming, you guys. But this is like something that he knows that he cannot escape, especially with the Fool here. Look at that. And the Ace of Cups. It's a matter of when, not if. Okay, that's what I see. I hope this helps. If this resonates, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you want one-on-one readings with me, please check my website. The link is in the description below. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.